going on, y'all? Irregular Raps, Irregular Raps. We here, we here, we here.
Like we was never gone.
Like we was never gone.
You know how we do.
You gonna like this beat right here. It's a little different.
I like how grimy it is at first.
Yeah, coming in. Here we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
didn't expect that though. I didn't expect that.
Did they? I knew you wasn't gonna. Different, right? Hey.
Little Rasta, a little, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, the ones you gotta be like, you know.
I see you bobblehead over there.
Right. That's the way it make you feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Digging it, man. I like it.
We got the banana bobblehead over there. Y'all don't know the joke. Y'all don't know the inside joke, but that's the banana bobblehead.
Yeah. They're gonna be looking it up. Banana bobblehead. Like what's that? You know.
We got a hard reggaeton type beat. Duro, I believe, is the name of the producer. Well, no, you got I guess two producers on here, Tower and Wanko. Duro is the name of the song. Yeah, Tower and Wanko.
And it's free.
Yeah, it's free. You know how they put free always next to the name,
Right.
but I guess you can download it from the website.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
What,
I know you've
what
been.
kind of track would you like? What would you do to this though? You know.
This is I'm trying to. I don't know too many reggaeton artists, but I'm trying. I was thinking of one, who I'm a little familiar with, and I'm thinking of his style, but I feel like you definitely have to. I mean, I don't know reggaeton music that much, but you gotta definitely have that.
Reggaeton.
You know how they go.
Definitely a tone in there, right? You
Yeah,
know?
that tone. I don't know if you would hear anybody singing to this, but I hear that.
People actually call that singing though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they say I can sing a little bit, and that's what they do. They do that. You know what I mean? So
they call that. I didn't know they called that singing.
yeah, that's some people. I ain't say that's like the legal, but that's just I can hold a tune. You know what I mean? With a bucket.
You know what? I may have to transition to reggaeton after I do rap music. Jesus, we lighten it up. Everybody, we gonna get in. Okay.
No, but they had this group a long time ago called Christopher. I think I told you about that before.
Oh yeah, Christopher. Yeah, I used to listen to him when I was a little kid, and I
my age. You didn't already see the grade.
But yeah, I was hip to Christopher, and I couldn't get into the music that much though.
Oh, I used to love him. Yeah, I used to
love
him. Yeah, I mean, I can't listen to it every day, but you know what I mean. Like I thought it was just different. You know,
it was different for sure, but for some reason, it was kind of like to me. It was like rap, how Christian rap started coming out, cookie cutter. That's how Christopher came out to me, like real cookie cutter, and it wasn't really hot yet. It was. It kind of felt like they were behind times with the reggaeton music or the reggae music.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, but it was new for people who didn't really get into it because there was no Christian version of it. You know what I mean? So when we heard that, it was just like, oh, we can listen to this like this.
Yeah, that's the way Christian rap was. Like that's how I was when I was little, man. I was happy to go to the Christian bookstores and see what was new coming out and buy the CDs.
Right.
I was just happy that there was just Christian rap. I didn't even care if it was corny. I was like, oh, it's got the bass, the kick, the snare. Let me just listen to it.
And it's legal. You know what I mean? It's legal.
Yeah.
We can dig this. We can bring it home. Ain't gotta hide it. You know.
So now it's Christian reggaeton. I'm sure. I mean, the music has definitely transitioned a lot with Christian reggaeton, where there's a lot more soulful reggae music. Like if people are familiar with gospel hydration, you got people who are singing now behind the reggae type of beats and reggaeton beats.
Yeah.
I do want, for some reason though, I do want the reggaeton to be more reggaeton with Christian music. I feel like it's not like there's so much singing with that style of music that I want to hear
Molly
somebody
Music
like,
though?
nah, he's not a reggaeton. Molly music. That's R&B
Yeah.
is soul. No.
Well, he went to R&B and soul when he signed with what's his name?
Uh,
I can't think of his name. Um, God, man, I was locked up, won't let me out. That he signed with. I can't think of his name now. Flew right
mm.
out of my head. But
He started off.
before, yeah, before he got signed to a major record label,
Yeah.
um, he was that type. He was the closest thing that we can get. You know what I mean, to that African, that reggae type of vibe.
I didn't know
He
that.
was the closest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But he
didn't know that.
signed with Akon. That's what it was.
Oh,
Yeah, he
really?
signed with Akon. And at that point, he just kind of fell off the map and everything. And
Yeah.
there was no real spiritual in his music anymore. So,
Well,
but yeah.
I
Hmm.
remember he made a statement one time because he was definitely more spiritual starting off. But
Yeah. Oh,
I do,
yeah.
yeah, I do remember a statement that I read saying that I don't know if I'm 100% right about this, but I do remember his statement was that you can only make so much Christian type of music.
Yeah.
So that's why, and I think that's what even rappers do, Christian rappers do.
Right.
Like they feel like there's only so much God this you could put in music that they want
Right.
to do something a little new in their lyrics to transition a little, I guess, more
Life centered.
inspirational, life centered, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know.
But I'm a champion of that though, to be honest with you. Like, I don't believe that every song that
It,
you ever
it
have to make has to be screaming God, God, Jesus, Jesus in the
mm,
song. But as an artist, people need to know that this is what you represent. But you can
yeah,
talk about life. Like, there's so much to talk about when it comes to, just music, even being a Christian rapper or a Christian singer, whatever.
yeah.
It's just about life, your experiences, and of him being the answer, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like shoved down your throat that this is what it is.
It doesn't. But one thing that I wish when the artists do that is that they wouldn't just go full blown that way.
Right.
Like, and I feel like
Yeah, no,
with
he fell off.
yeah,
Like, he fell off for real. He was
yeah,
like, I'm not even doing that anymore.
like
He
and
got with
that's what I
Akon and just wild out, you know what I mean?
yeah, and that's what I wish sometimes the artists wouldn't do, like just fully go that direction and not come back to
Right.
Christian um style of music, but at least come back and do some, because I do feel like when you do go that route, you're going to reach a different audience, and there's this other audience probably never even heard you before, and
Right.
that's good because if you're trying to reach souls for the kingdom of God, and if you want to plant seeds in people's lives with your music, and they just heard your music and they just heard this inspirational life side, but they never heard the Christian side, then
Right.
all of a sudden I think you should put a song out that's
Yeah.
God, and they'll be like, oh, what's this? And
Right.
I just that's my mentality sometimes when I
Yeah.
hear people
Well, you
go that
shouldn't.
direction.
Yeah, but you shouldn't abandon it. You're right. You
Yeah,
really shouldn't abandon it. And some artists do that. The Bible talks about how bad company corrupts good morals, and that literally is the antithesis of what we're talking about. It's like they go into these situations, and they let the company around them, the environment, change who they are. They don't stay
mhm,
true to it. It's hard to stay true in that environment, especially when you don't have accountability. And
mhm.
so, you dive into that stuff. You dive into that environment. It's hard to, unless you really have a real relationship with God, it's gonna be tough. But I don't think it's like you go into it in like intentionally just, hey, I want to fall off or whatever. But it's just tough in that environment. So
What's the tough part? Is being in the environment or
yeah, it's okay. So if you are a Christian, um, okay. Let me put it like this: if you, there was a pastor of mine that said that this guy, to celebrate getting saved, he went to the club and got drunk because He didn't know. He didn't know. He was like, "Yo, I didn't know that I was supposed to, I didn't know what this saved world was." That's one side of it. The other side of it is like, but you're in an environment that you don't specifically understand. There's drinking, there's drugs, there's just the immorality. It's all around you in the industry, like the for real industry. That's what
Yeah.
it's comprised of. And even you
Mhm.
have gospel artists that are for real, not who you think they are.
Yeah.
I'm not saying any names, but
Yeah.
they're not who you think who you think they are. I mean, say certain names, it'll be you would stop listening to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the industry is
Yeah.
wicked, the
Yeah.
industry, and so you diving into that, and if you're not strong in God, if you're not strong in your faith, you're not strong in just you being knowing who you are, you're going to fall. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's hard to stay true. Like I said, if you don't have accountability, and if you don't go in knowing what you're getting into. A lot of people just don't know what they're getting into. They think they know, but they don't really know.
They don't. Yeah. And that reminds me of a guy who was on tour. He's not a big time artist, but he tours a lot. And
Mhm.
he started to see these Christian rappers who are bigger, much bigger than he is. And he started seeing a lot of things that they were doing that just wasn't right. Like in his eyes, that it just wasn't right.
Right,
Like the
right.
things they were doing. And it surprised him, but it showed him that um yeah, we see these artists, we hear their music, but then once you start to see them in
Yeah.
real life, you're like, whoa, this is
Don't meet your
really
heroes.
yeah.
Do not meet your heroes.
And
Like, just yeah.
yeah, I
Keep
think
them
it
on
was
the poster
surprising.
on your wall.
Keep them on the poster in your wall.
Just be happy. You know
Just
what I
be
mean?
happy with what you see, be happy with what you hear,
Right, right.
you
Don't meet them.
know? It's hey, there's ugly sides in the lives
Yeah,
of all of us, from
yeah,
past to now to whatever, but we're all in a working condition, but that's it's so true though, man,
yeah.
like,
I had a friend of mine that told me he's been to California, and he saw Cole. I think it was Cole. I hope I got this right, but meeting him in person is a different experience. Cole from Martin.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, he meeting him in person is a different experience than it is, on television. Like, brother has problems and issues and stuff like that, but you'll see him like in regular, society and everything. But I mean, it's just like it's a classic example. The people
Yeah,
that's glorified on television, media and stuff like that, but seeing them in real person, it's just a different experience.
different, yeah, it
Hmm.
is. It's interesting, man. Well,
Yeah.
I feel like we can go. This is a good topic. This is why I always feel like we should just have our like audio podcast
Oh yeah.
surfacing with discussions. But look,
We got
look,
to get the
look,
people what they want.
I know you gotta get the people what they want.
They might want this. I don't know. You know what I mean?
you know, you know.
Let us know in the comment section.
I need to do a survey. Like, what do y'all really want from this show?
Right,
You want
right,
to
right.
just talk and bring up discussions like this? Because
Yeah.
yeah, man,
I think
the
it'd be
music.
cool every once in a while,
I think
maybe
so
have
too.
like 2 or 3 songs and stuff like that, and let's
I
just
think so
chop it
too.
up, you know what I mean?
I think so too. Well,
I'm down.
D Jack's visuals, what's up? I see
Yeah.
you. And
My
if
guy.
okay, okay. Whoever else is watching, feel free to join the discussion, but also like the music that we play, we like to review and rate the music from 1 to 5. Let us know what you think about the music. And we have a hot discussion at the end that I think has been surfacing in the music industry that a lot of producers don't like, and I'm assuming artists don't like, but especially the seasoned veterans in the music industry don't like. So stay tuned for that. But we're gonna get into some of this music.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into some of this music.
I get my mic right. Hold up. Product
Right.
placement. I ain't get the dime from the people. Sorry. Clown.
Yeah, you clowning. What's wrong with you, man?
Oh, man, it's been a long day. I got a meeting after this, man. I'm ready to
Let it
go.
out. Let it out.
I'm wired up right now. You know what I
Let
mean?
it out. Yeah.
You don't know
If
what I'm gonna rate these songs. It's like
Oh
all
man.
ones. You know?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I hope not. I
No,
hope.
no, no. They got some good ones. They got some good ones.
uh
Oh, yes,
well,
indeed.
if you're an artist watching the show, feel free to send me your music at regularraps@gmail.com. You see the scroll down below. This song is called Going Nowhere by Classmatic and Dej P. Um, these guys have been sending me music a lot. Let's take a listen to this one though.
It's 1 to 5.
First 5 being the best.
Yep.
You ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. It's harder for me to get by. Yeah. Woke up trying to get mine. Yeah. Looked outside my window. New day, another sunrise. Yeah. Yesterday was yesterday. Tomorrow might be happy. So I gotta get up and get it, cause I'm trying to make a living. And I know it won't be easy, but I'm rolling with him, yeah. Lord and my savior, he the one that bring it through. He the one that give me strength for everything I'm going through. He the one that show me love when none of y'all was coming through. He the only one that got me, he the one I'm running to. Long as he on my side, everything gon' be fine. He gon' make a way, he do it every time. So I just wait with my eyes to the hills, cause he show up and he show out every time. That's for real, yeah. Hi, 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 hi. Oh, 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 oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been waiting here cause I know you care about the things that I go through. Know you're gonna be right there. Been there all my life, yeah. You ain't going
Alright, so we're going to shorten this one up, man. Let it play in the background, but yeah, this is definitely has that vibey. I feel like I'm in the ocean feel, like I'm out there, like I'm backstroking right now in the ocean.
Them lazy rivers.
Yeah, lazy rivers.
You never heard of that?
Nah, I never heard of that.
Oh my gosh, you have not lived.
I
Man,
guess not.
bro.
What is down south? What is that? Lazy rivers.
Lazy. Okay, so it's like at amusement parks, you have like water parks. You have this little place where like it's just a stream, and it's just a constant slow moving, and you get into like one of those tubes, and you just sit there, and the current just takes you. It's so relaxing, so relaxing. My gosh, you have not lived. You got to bring you down here just for that reason.
Hey.
No, bruh, it's so relaxing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. But yeah, that's lazy river.
Okay. Sound like lazy boy, like you and the lazy boy. Same. That's it.
But it's water.
Yeah. But this one right here, man, a lot of auto-tune on this one.
Yeah.
The vocals, and I don't know if I'm a fan of a lot of the auto-tune. Actually, I know I'm not a fan of a lot of the auto-tune on this song. Ain't no guessing on that for me, but auto-tune for me, I feel like fits well with the song. I just would have, like, if I made the song with auto-tune, I would have taken some of the auto-tune off. And I don't know, I had to listen to this again, but I don't know if there was good like amount of reverb and delay, but I definitely would have messed around with that on the song because there's not a lot of instruments around, the vocals, and it just makes up, it gives you a lot more room to just mess with effects like delay and reverb, whenever there's not a lot of melodic instruments. I just heard a guitar. I don't know if I mainly just heard a guitar, but I can't remember if I heard anything else in the background. Maybe there was something else in the background, but yeah, maybe that's why they felt like they wanted to put, but also put extra sauce of auto-tune on this thing, because this thing was definitely swimming.
Yeah, it was
right when it came in, it was I was like,
right, right. They could have loosened it up a little bit just to kind of
yeah,
not make it so auto-tune, but some people like it.
Yeah, some people do.
Yeah.
Think a lot of people do.
Right. No, I I echo your thoughts, to be honest with you. Like the first thought that I had was that something was missing. Like it felt like something was missing, and I could not put my finger on it first time I heard it. It might be the delays, the reverb, maybe it was too thick with the auto tune. He could have scaled it back just a little bit just to kind of fit what was going on, but it's just like something's missing. Like
Mhm,
it's not. It has potential, but it's just not fully realized. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So I just that was my thought. It's just like something's just missing. I don't know what it is. I would have to to echo your sentiments, play around with some things and just see, is it just, maybe the ad libs, kind of in the background, or maybe adding another instrument or something like that to kind of fill in the gaps or whatever. And I don't know, like it's just something is missing. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, with that said, I'm glad it wasn't longer. I'm glad
Yeah.
the length was good because there wasn't, it didn't need to be longer because there wasn't other things happening in this song. So,
Right,
and
right.
maybe that's why that's what their intent was. It was a simple guitar, so they wanted to keep it simple and short and sweet to the point. So,
Hmm.
but it's not one of them songs that I would definitely listen to over and over again. And man, I'm straggling along with a low number on this one. And low number, don't want to be hard, but I it sounded good. So I give it a 3.
That's what I was gonna give it. It's a lower 3, to be honest with you, for me, like, because like I said, I can't put my finger on what's missing, like it's not done
Mm,
yet. Like it's
mm,
just not done. I don't know what it is.
yeah. That's something, man. That's something good to talk about. Like, how do you know when your song is done? Because I know a lot of artists and producers are aware, like you shouldn't, and we talked about this too, you shouldn't hang on to your song too long. But at the same time, I feel like you have to know when your song is done or
Right.
when it's not done. My fault. Like when like you can put more in your song. So I mean, I don't know if that's something that you're an expert on, but like how do you know when or how do you know what to put in your song when there's like for this song, for example? Like for me, I would just mess around with other instruments. Like I know what goes along good with guitar usually is a piano. So I may like add a piano to it, or I may start off with some keys in case I want to transition to a different instrument and like play some melodies with that piano, and then maybe try a different instrument to see if a different instrument would sound good with that guitar. But like
I'm
like for the hook, I'm thinking
Mhm.
at least for the hook, that's where I
Yeah,
would probably add more to it. At least the hook.
right. And um for me it's about sections. I have to make sure that, you can distinguish the verse from the hook, that it's clear that it's not, just one big monotonous type of deal. So,
Yeah.
um man, it's so much that this is so much and so many directions that you can go into with it. Man, it's just you just have to be creative. That's all I can say. It's just you just got to just play
So
around with stuff and just like
yeah.
you just know you'll know because it's like, man, um you'll feel a sense of completion with it.
Mhm,
But then again, you got to let other people hear it too
mhm.
and get
That's true.
opinions. And um you don't have to like lock in on what they say, but I mean, you definitely have to get opinions from other
Mhm,
people.
mhm.
But man, I don't know. I don't know what's missing in this song.
I always feel like creativity is hard to teach.
Hmm. Yeah,
You can always
yeah.
just show people, like,
It's just
how to add stuff,
experimentation.
but
It's more
yeah,
just experimentation.
experimentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe they didn't make this beat too, you never know, so that's something what we always bring up, like, maybe they got this beat from somebody. But if they did create this beat, or if somebody else created it for them, you know, the creative part is up to the producer who made it. But as far as the singing and all, that's a different point in the rapping. You know, you can always be more creative with your own ad libs and dubs and you know, even how you fluctuate your voice and cadences. So,
but this is the other part of that is you have to be, like I said, experimentational, but you have to study your craft too. See what other people are doing, listen to other songs that have the same vibe, and almost emulate what they're doing to fill up the song, you know. The problem is a lot of artists that are not listening to other people's, you know, music in a very constructive way to say that, hey, how can I enhance what I'm doing based upon, you know, what's popular and stuff like that. People just want to be different, and you know, you just get off the beaten path completely.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, we on to the next one, y'all. If you're joining the show, let us know what you think about these songs. This one right here is called Closer. I think this is by D Black featuring Mouthpiece and Jermaine Martel. Jermaine Martel is the producer, but I think this is D Black's song with Mouthpiece on it. D Black, man, dope artist. I gotta bring him on the show again. I had him on before, but really, really like him. But here we go. Let us know what you think. 1 to 5. Here we go.
In the name of the Lord, I'm going hard. Step closer to the mic. I'm feeling closer to God. Feeling closer to God. Feeling closer to God. Never wanted fame, the money, clothes, or cars, but I'm sitting in this ghost and feeling closer to God. Feeling closer to God. Feeling closer to God.
Check it, I'm feeling closer. Everything is kosher. Ride for Jehovah. Died to the culture, could've died in that roaster from the lies that they boasted, but instead I seen the bread rise out the toaster. That's revelation on the resurrection, and that scene God flexing, sovereign election. So I gleam when tested in the smoking section. No aroma on my clothes mean I'm so connected. God, you can tell I done been in my Bible. Words pop like a rifle when I start the recital. We don't wrestle against flesh, so the study is vital. Tryna start a revival in them streets full of idols. I'm keeping them close, discern sheep from the goat. In turn, see what they wrote. It's not steeped in its hope, but mine's leaking with quotes. Lead with the ghost, never abandon my banner. Covered like a cabana, Hosanna from Alabama to Atlanta. I'm slanging this manna. It's legal, but it's still picking up on the scanners. It's a standard, don't confuse me with scammers. On the cameras, on the internet, I'm making the news like Danny Tanner. I ain't finished yet.
In the name of the Lord, I'm going hard. Step closer to the mic. I'm feeling closer to God. Feeling closer to God. Feeling closer to God. Never wanted fame, the money, clothes, or cars, but I'm sitting in this ghost and feeling closer to God. Feeling closer to God. Feeling closer to God.
Feel like God is with me, I hear his voice in the wind. Been lying next to lions, I hear his voice in the den. I am next to I am when in the course of my sin. Triumph, so I triumph, I got no choice but to win. We don't blend, might take an L, but we don't bend. Ain't no loss when learning lessons, that's the cost of true progression. I profess them through profession of faith, that's what I rest in. Never less than, in his image, call me the best in. Wrestling, full aggression with the Lord for this blessing. Blessing without a sneeze, walk the seas like I'm crippin'. Listen, I ain't playing with this mic, I ain't pippin'. Fishing with these lines, they realer than just the rhymes, amen.
In the name of the Lord, I'm going hard. Step closer to the mic, I'm feeling closer.
Yeah, I like this one right here, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I feel like with D Black, he's always using beats like this. And I've heard his old stuff before. If you haven't heard D Black before, check his music out. I always feel like he's one of them underrated artists that definitely needs more respect with his music. His music is, you know, needs to be more heard by the audience. And Mouthpiece too. You know, Mouthpiece, I don't know if he has a lot of music out, but I've heard some of his stuff too. But they're both lyrically good, man. As far as like this whole musical arrangement for me, I like it. You know, if for me, like with me making beats with samples, I always try to be more creative with samples, you know, because you want to chop it up or speed it up or change the pitch. And I don't feel like there was a lot of creativity done with this sample except for chopping it up, which was cool. You know, it doesn't need anything extra. But knowing me, I would have probably did something extra with this, and I probably would have probably, you know, tried to combine another sample with this sample, which is what I've been doing more recently.
Yeah.
But overall, this was dope, tight. I like it. And
Yeah.
I like how the sample it changed up, you know, showed some experience. Whoever made the beat has experience with chopping up. And you know, you heard the but the voice changed up, you know, at different parts of the
Right.
song. So I like that, man.
Yeah. No, I really like this song. I hated the intro though.
The intro.
So, and it wasn't like I'm sorry, that's strong. That's too strong. I didn't like how it was executed at first.
This was the intro.
Okay,
right
now watch this part. Okay, I like this, but then the vocal came in before the.
In the name of the Lord, I'm going hard. Step closer to the mic. I'm feeling closer to God.
That's the chord, the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling closer to God.
Yeah.
I thought it needed to be harder to catch me at that point. You know what I mean? Like, like it was like there needed to be even not necessarily the full kick into it, but maybe like a lo-fi type of kick or something there to kind of change the track up a little bit to bring it to get the groove in. It seemed like the drums were way too soft on that part. And so it didn't catch me at first. And I was just like, when I was listening to the hook the first time, I was like, man, they messed this song up. But then the kick came in, you know, the body came in, and I was like, there it is. But it was like, if I didn't have to listen to the whole song, I'd have turned it off. Like I'd have been mad. I'd have been mad by the time, because I'd have been like, man, they just messed this whole song up. You know, how you got to catch people like very fast. You know what I mean? So but once it came in, I'm all in. I'm all in with that. That was my only gripe. That was it. But I love the production. Aside from that, you know, I thought everything was balanced nice. The ad libs, everything. There was nothing that was distracting, you know, with the whole song. I love everybody, the vibe, the feel, the touch, everything. I loved everything about it. That was my only gripe. It was the intro, which is like, man, it should have caught me a little bit quicker, you know, with the drums.
I wasn't like, when I listened to the intro again, I just thought, now that I listened to it again, I thought it was too basic. Like,
yeah,
that was the thing for me. Like, too basic. It was too basic with the hook coming in and just the simple sample. Like, I would have played around, experiment. That's the part where I would have really experimented more to make it sound different than all the rest of the whole song. Like just the beginning of the intro, whether it's you know how a lot of times you'll hear the music slowly rise, whether it's that or
you got to tell a story.
Yeah, tell a story with it, or chop it up even more in the you know, in the beginning. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that would have kind of threw it off if they kind of chopped that, you know, with the hook, you know, chopped the sample up a little bit more with, you know, when the hook came in, just to kind of give it something different. But when I heard the hook come in, I thought, oh, this is the whole track. And I quickly lost interest until the beat actually came in, and I was like, oh, there it is. You know what I mean? Like, I wish something would have happened earlier, you know what I mean, to kind of keep me involved for the you know, the 30 seconds. 45 seconds.
You know what? Like on some of the verses, I don't know if I heard this, but I don't know if there was any like dynamics to the beat with the vocals. I don't know if there was any. If it wasn't, I wish it was, but that's probably the other thing I would add for this song too.
And I did love how they were slightly behind the beat in the verse. I love that about East Coast rap.
That's definitely D Black for you.
Yeah, he's a
He
little
knows
bit
how to do
behind,
that.
but it's perfectly done how he does that and everything. So, yeah, big ups to him on that one.
Yeah.
So,
give us your number, man. Give us your number. I see 4.5 by D Jax, but there's no 0.5s.
Yeah, you gotta commit. You
gotta commit. 4 or 5. 4 or 5, man. Give us that number. Give us your number, man. Give us your number.
Oh man. Oh, because I'm right there too. I just got to figure out which one I'm leaning. I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Wow. Okay.
Because, and like I said, it's not a deal breaker. Now that I heard the song, it's not a deal breaker. You know what I mean? Like I can listen to it again. I could see it in my playlist because I love how it feels when the drums are in there.
Mm.
So, and like I said, I'm a big fan of samples and East Coast rap anyway. So, yeah. But I really like the song. It's just I just wish they would have did something better with the intro. But it was so small. It was so small of a problem. It wasn't a deal breaker.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mr. Johnson, 4. I give it a 4. I give it a 4 too. You know,
I'm the one being too nice. I'm usually the give it a 2. It was I saw a snare that was out of place.
You know, I feel like I was going to give it a 5 at first, but
yeah.
I can see me listening to it over and over again, just wishing that there was a little bit more dynamics, like I said earlier.
Right.
And I don't want to say more creative, but they killed it. They killed it.
No, he killed it. Vocally, lyrically, I think everything else was spot on. I really think everything else was spot on. It's just little nitpicky things. So
yeah, it is.
But like I said, for me, it just wasn't enough to knock it down to a 4.
Maybe this just shows what type of day I'm having. I'm being a little hard.
Look, I'm having your kind of day too. I got people calling me and like back to back. It's a problem going on right now, and I can't even fix it. So all good, man. Call me Jesus.
Yeah, well, D Jax, you can give a 5 too to be on Victor's side. You know, you said no 5s. You know, I'm just saying, you help support the brother out, help him out.
Yeah, no 0.5s.
No 0.5s. You want?
No, we can't. You gotta
commit. No 0.5s. Yeah, no 0.5s, man. I just saw what you
gotta
said.
Commit to it,
man. Yeah, you gotta commit. Because then if you start doing 0.5s, you're gonna be like 0.2, 0.3.
Yeah, 0.75s and 0.43. What?
You're gonna be throwing some algebra and calculus numbers.
Nah, we simple around here, man. Let's dive in, give them people, real numbers. You know what I mean? This elementary numbers right here. It's not geometry, algebra, all that.
Yeah, this is not geometry raps. This is irregular raps.
Yeah, right. Come on now.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got one more song. I think I wanted to throw a topic in after this. Yep. I'm sure some of y'all are familiar with this topic, and I wish I would have looked it up a little bit more. But let's go to this one song by Styx. The name of the song is Champion by Styx, featuring Kiwi Morse. This is supposed to be a music video. It looked like it was shot by their phone. Wonder why. Don't know why, but maybe they would rush different, or I don't know. But anyway,
116 did it. But there was a lot more creative though.
Oh, for real.
Mm-hmm.
All right, check it out, y'all. Champion by Styx, and this just came out. Nice artist, man. Check it out.
What you mean? Bon appetit, I'm ready to eat. Me and my dogs, we out for the leash. Cultivate culture, we dabble the seeds. Don't need your respect, I know who I be. My op is Goliath, I'm good with the Swede. My op is Goliath, I'm good with the Bon appetit, I'm ready to eat. Me and my dogs, we out for the leash. Cultivate culture, we dabble the seeds. Don't need your respect, I know who I be. My op is Goliath, I'm good with the Swede. My op is Goliath, I'm good with the swing. No, I'm not rich, homie, but I'm feeling feeling some type of way. Neighbor asking, can I lower the bass? I wouldn't be me if that was the case. Look, they know I like my music loud. My mama said I'm showing out. I made a few pennies, I didn't have any. Oscar, I'm making you proud. No, I cannot ease up till wifey get a visa. Learn to call on Jesus more than when he feed us. You only got my blood, cause the way that you been leeching. I'm liberated by the truth now. Father God, we eat. Bon appetit, I'm ready to eat. Me and my dogs, we off at the leash. Cultivate culture, we dabble the seeds. Don't need your respect, I know who I be. My op is Goliath, I'm good with the Swede. My op is Goliath, I'm good with the Bon appetit, I'm ready to eat. Me and my dogs, we off at the leash. Cultivate culture, we dabble the seeds. Don't need your respect, I know who I be. My op is Goliath, I'm good with the swing. My op is Goliath, I'm good with the swing.
No time for a break, yeah. I told my mama make it. Keep your faith, love over there. Yeah, we adding pressure till 2098, yeah. Es conejo del oeste, con él no se mete. Y si tú quieres darle pues, yeah, pero ya nada nos puede tener, yeah. We came straight from the bottom, no food on the table, but now we eat steak. You better watch what you say, cause me and the gang ain't playing no more games. Campeón porque soy guerrero. Campeón porque yo vine de cero.
Hey, y'all. It's doing tight right here. Champion. Sticks. Kiwi Morse. Man, I definitely like the effects on this, and I definitely like the ad-libs, how they just spaced that out behind the vocals. That was really nice.
A master class.
A master class. I was thinking the same thing, like listening to my headphones.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Take notes, y'all. Listen to the song just for that reason, on how to mix, some spacious ad-libs. And I feel like it has to be on the right type of track too. Like this works because of the way, I don't know.
The vibe.
The vibe. So I really have to listen to the instrument. Just so it's that string too. That string, I feel like with a string on this song, I just feel like that makes it easier. Like when you have a string instrument, like a harsh string instrument like they had on this song, I feel like in a way that makes it easier. Not saying that it has to be that way, but I just feel like it's kind of already spacious. Strings are spacious. So
the track was mixed right. Whoever mixed the track mixed it right. And so you left the vocals. I'm sorry, it's not even my turn.
This the Victor show right here. Ain't a regular rap.
Sorry. No, it gave you room to mess with the vocals and do whatever you needed to do with it when the track is done right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was it. That's all. I'm away from my turn. I'm sorry. I just wanted to.
Nah, you good. You good. I agree though, man. And it was definitely mixed, and I thought the vocals, I like the vocals, the lead vocals, rap vocals, very polished, and it definitely sounded like the vocals had some definitely like crispiness on it, like high-end crispiness.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that in a way.
Absolutely. No, it's I really loved it. I like the vibe, the fact that it was it felt like this song was supposed to be called Champion. Like it felt like, I can see like basketball or kind of, highlights in the back and, somebody dunking on somebody real hard or whatever, grand slams or whatever. It felt if it had that vibe to it. And I thought it was, captured 100% well.
The horns did.
Man, but I guess the prize goes to the engineer. The prize goes to the engineer because of how it was spaced out. I mean, you had, certain sounds in this ear centered. It was like he played with the whole spectrum of space, and it's refreshing to see somebody really, experiment with panning. You know what I mean? And not just panning, just say, hey, I'm gonna put something over here just for the whole time, but like really being creative with panning, experimentation with panning. It really, takes your song to another level. Producers, we call it ear candy. You know what I mean? It's like it's something to keep your ears busy, and it's like, oh, I don't know, this song kind of came out of nowhere, or this sound kind of came out of nowhere. It's just like it's fun to uh uh find these little Easter eggs and stuff like that that's in these songs and stuff like that. But producers hide, take the time to hide things in the song to make it fresh and for people to listen to it over and over again and get a different experience about. In the same way you look at movies. You look at a movie the second or third time, you'll notice something that you didn't notice before. So I love how that happened. And so for me, that was the great thing about this particular track, was that it had so much in it, you know what I mean, than just the track and them you're rapping over it. It was fun.
Yeah. That's the panning is a big thing too, and that's something that I've experienced more and more with it. I'm a fan of, like, I really enjoy panning things around in my music because it makes the music sound, it makes it more interesting
Mhm.
and enjoyable to listen to, especially if you have headphones. Like, you
Right.
hear everything bouncing from left to
Yeah.
right. So I would
Yeah.
say, too, man, as an artist or producer, if you're mixing your own music, like, definitely pay attention to the panning and pay attention to, like, how ad-libs are panned, 'cause,
Yep.
you know, I noticed that too, like, with ad-libs, sometimes you'll hear songs where a lot of times ad-libs will just hit on one side, but you have, like, something else on the left side to balance it out. So it
Right.
doesn't always have to be, like, ad-lib here, bounce back and forth. Sometimes
Mhm.
they'll just keep it here, and they may bring it back one time here or put, like, a delay from here to here on
Yep.
one word. So
Right.
there's so many
Yeah.
creative ways to use pans,
Yeah.
and don't think it has to
Especially
be.
like in the
Yeah.
ad libs, like whenever I mix certain artists, it's like, I tell them to do an ad lib, then I'm cutting up the ad lib and I'm putting it in different spots in
Mm,
the spectrum, and adding delay to it. So not only are you hearing it, there's a delay to each one, and man, it's so much ear candy that's going on there, and it's like,
yeah.
especially with hype songs, it's like it takes it to a whole nother level.
That's what we're looking for, a whole 'nother level.
Yeah.
Whole 'nother level. So Imma rate this song first, you know,
What
show
you
y'all
got?
what type of night I'm really having.
3.
I give it there you go. I give this song a 5. 5,
Oh, come
5,
on
5.
now.
I
Yeah.
can't say anything wrong about this one, man. Like you
No.
said, the engineer did it. He definitely upped it up for them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I like it. I'm at a 5 too. I'm at a
Mm,
5 too. We've been nice. We've been nice today. But no, that I really enjoyed how it was executed.
yeah. Yeah, me too, man. Me
Mhm.
too. So, y'all, the topic of tonight, man, is, I'm not sure if some of y'all are familiar, but how AI is being used,
Mm.
to make rap vocals. And I guess there's other AI stuff. So this is the first time I'm seeing this video. I'm gonna show this video so y'all can see what I'm talking about. The first time I heard about this was when I saw an article, or maybe it was, yeah, an article of Jay-Z's producer, Young Guru, how he was concerned about this because the AI made Jay-Z's voice sound like Jay-Z in one of the songs. And I listened to the song. I was like, yo, that's really an AI sounding like
Wow.
Jay-Z. And
Wow.
I was like, wow, okay. So is this gonna be like what producers going to be using now to, like, create rap vocals and create music? Is this where we're heading? And I gotta look more into this. But also in the article, I was reading how, you know, producers like Young Guru, they were concerned, but I don't know if it was just them saying this, but they were saying how they may have to start coming out with more copyright stuff that's to prevent stuff like from happening like this, because yeah. But let me bring this video up. This short video.
I'm shocked. I wouldn't see this.
So this is the video by Hip Hop DX.
Kent, I'm Asia Sky for Hip Hop DX, and check this out. An AI-generated Jay-Z verse that has gone viral has sparked concern from Young Guru, Ninth Wonder, and DJ Clark Kent, with Guru even calling for the government to intervene. Hope's esteemed engineer shared the digitally generated vocals on his Instagram page on Friday, March 31st, which sound almost indistinguishable from the real Jay-Z. That was enough for Guru to sound the alarm bells for where AI is heading.
Yeah, you tell the young they can never become what they aspire to. Born in a cell with no one who can inspire you.
Your highs are was never as high as those that lie to you.
Pretending that they live in the sky, lying behind your roof.
Shooting holes up at your ceiling, trying to find the proof, trying to fight the feeling, the truth.
Tied up like the noose they've been concealing.
Dipped in diamonds so that you find it appealing.
Time for dealing, despite y'all dealing, we are the savages, the natives who fight the appeal of all your lavishes. The brave who find what is real and call it as it is.
And use a mind wheel to escape the laws of averages.
To be rich and broke,
could it be broke and rich? You see it all gets flipped by those who master this,
who give a whole new meaning to what you mastered.
In his post, he wrote, "I've been trying to tell everyone that this is where we are now with AI. For some reason, this one got everyone's attention. So what do we do? On one hand, I'm well aware that you can't stop technology. Once the genie is out of the box, you can't put him back in. On the other hand, we have to protect the rights of the artist. Not only artists, but everyone in society. People should not be able to take your name, image, and likeness without permission. We have to add the voice to this law. We have to learn from past mistakes. You will be a fool to chase every person that is going to do this. We learned that lesson with Napster. The only way I see to deal with it is to change the law. There are so many different options. We could change the United States law tomorrow, but the internet is worldwide. What a time we live in." Ninth Wonder and DJ Clark Kent echoed Guru's sentiments in the comments section, with Ninth Wonder saying, "My God," and with DJ Clark Kent saying, "This is terrible." Others like High Tech, Peter Guns, My Son, Peter Rosenberg, and more also expressed discomfort at the idea of AI technology cloning rappers' voices. So what are your thoughts on what Young Guru said about AI, and what laws do you think should be put in place to stop people's likeness from being stolen? Let us know in the comment section. Subscribe.
So yeah, man, that's it. If I was like an artist, I wouldn't worry about it as an artist. I would keep making music, and that's what I would encourage artists. Like, if you are concerned about like something like this, keep making music. Don't worry about it. But it is definitely it's definitely an issue regardless. But I was thinking about this today, and I was like, don't, even for me as an artist, I can't let this stop me from being creative. I got to keep being creative. But I do feel like this is more impactful against like artists like Jay-Z, big time artists, because I think producers would definitely try to use their type of voices, not like artists who didn't make it, but big time artists. So this is big, man. I know more and more people have been using like AI stuff, but when I saw this, I was like, what?
Bro, I'm floored.
I was like, what? And I saw this.
So much is going on in my head right now.
There's actually another video too. I don't think I'm gonna play it today, but he shows how it works. Like, he shows how you type words in there, and there's a program, and you just pick like an artist's name, I think, and you play it back, and it sounds just like that artist, word by word. You put it in the song. It's not going to automatically match up with the song because the tempo is going to be different, but there's a way you can synchronize it to the song, and he goes step by step on how to do that. So I was like,
so many moral rules that are being broken. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Think about like how much clout that you can get as an artist having a Jay-Z on your track.
Yeah, that's definitely,
and him not even knowing about it.
Yeah,
and he can't really stop it. Man, that's crazy.
And you heard that song they played too, right? Like,
yeah. And I'm like, now, I don't just fault the producer. I fault the artist for even agreeing to something like that, because I think, and artists now are maybe a little bit more greedy and more desperate to be on that level, to say that you have that you're on that same level as such and such, just so you
Yeah.
can get man's approval. You know what I mean? Just so you can get some more plays, some more spins, and all this other stuff. And it's like, it's not fair to to the process. And so what happens is that let's flip it. Let's say that artist is that one that they're copying. How would you feel now that somebody's using your name to get famous and you don't even know about it? That's morally wrong
Yeah.
to do that. You know what I mean? But so was, stealing songs back in the day with Napster and everything. It's morally wrong, but it became acceptable. It became, hey, this is what everybody's doing. It became, this is the norm now and everything. So, man, it's discouraging. It like I said, I feel sorry for the people that are doing it, because you're not being true to yourselves. You know what I mean? You're not respecting the grind. You're not respecting the game. And it's, man, I feel sorry. I feel sorry for it. And the truth is going to come out.
Yeah.
Some kind of way the truth is going to come out, and it could destroy a bunch of people's careers when that finds out. I mean, that's lawsuits. It's like, yo, I didn't authorize this. You know what I mean? I didn't authorize this. This is not, man, it's just, golly, that's so much of swimming. I can't get it out into
It's
words.
a lot,
It's
right?
like, yo,
No,
like, what?
it's a lot. I wonder what type of law they would come up with to try to prevent this, because it's hard for me to think of what they can do to try to prevent this. The only thing I can think of is get rid of AI. Like, get rid of that software.
Man.
Like,
there's no movie about this one, huh?
Like,
That's crazy.
So DJs, you said they're starting to use this in music, or they're starting to use AI in music videos. I'm curious to see that one, but
Wow.
AI is like taking over.
Yeah, they're gonna have a lot of lazy people, because they ain't gonna have nothing to do. I mean, technology is taking over the world, and it's gonna make life a lot easier. But I don't know if you ever seen that movie. It was a Pixar movie. God, Wall-E.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you saw how once they left the planet. Spoiler alert. Once they left the planet, they were on this big ship going to the next planet, and everybody was fat.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know
I
what
was
I mean?
laughing.
Everybody rolling around in chairs and stuff like that. And I'm looking at it like, yo, that's where we're headed. You feel me? Like, that's where we're headed. And I'm like,
Yeah.
the more and more I see society, it's like, for real, we're heading that way.
Creativity is starting to become lazier and lazier. Like,
on every level, not just in music, but just in life, period.
You know what I appreciate though? What I've been watching, because I watch the Christian rappers do this, but they're the battle rappers, because they're very like creative with their lyrics, and they appreciate the etiquette of rapping lyrics and
Right.
how to put words together and metaphors, deep metaphors. And I appreciate that, because we're talking about like how music is, creativity of music is, and we've seen this AI lazy, this lazy way of making music.
Right.
But watching these battle rappers at least brings a sense of relief or freshness to my ears when I hear them battle rap, because they put so much energy and creativity to their mind when they're coming up with these lyrics.
Absolutely.
And they have to battle each other with these lyrics.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know why
yeah.
I thought about that, but I just hope that music doesn't fall away and become so lazy that people, I don't know, man, just
It's making it's. You think the market is saturated now? Just wait when everybody can put out hits.
oh, no.
Good night.
No,
You know what I mean? You putting out hits, just rolling. You in your pajamas. Now, this is the other part about that though, and this is very important. That's not all to being a recording artist.
Mm.
The music nowadays is not all to being a recording artist. You still have to perform these songs. You
Yeah.
still have to be an artist. You still have to create a career. And your career is not made, I don't care who you are,
Right.
it's not made behind a computer.
So hold up. On that note, you do have DJs, you do have electronic artists. I can see this going that direction, but still it's not right. But I can see because they don't they perform, but they perform as a DJ when they go to these events and play music or however. They're not like with a mic
Yeah.
rapping, but they create like
But
dubstep or
that's a
whatever.
whole, but that's actually a small um representation of what it is in the music industry. It's not
Mm,
everything. You have like singers, you got rappers, you got dancers, you got you think about singing in all these different genres and stuff like that. You got rap and all these different styles and stuff like that. Then you have DJs. You feel me? Like it's like I can see them, benefiting greatly off of
yeah,
this, because you don't have to, get a Jay-Z to get on your song that's like,
exactly.
a rave or anything. But as far as everyone else trying to build a career, you can't build a career on saying, you know what I mean? It's going to fall, you know what I mean? And so, but like I said, if this is what you think what makes and breaks a recording artist, you are vastly mistaken. It's
Mm,
because there's so much more that goes into being a recording artist and what you see on TV and what you experience in the movies or the shows and stuff like that. There's so much behind the scenes that people are not privy to. The
yeah,
stuff that the industry is really doing to work to get these artists, and it's not an artist being in the studio or producers. It's not just that. It's a lot of everything else.
yeah, yeah. It is.
So
It
yeah.
is. I wonder if there's going to be a lot more people getting sued because of this thing coming
Mm,
out. That's what I feel like. There's
yeah.
going to be a lot more
But they did that with
situations.
Napster.
Yeah.
And it's still here. You know what I mean? There's platforms everywhere. You can just rip everything off YouTube. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? You can just put a
Wild.
recording, a voice recorder up to a song, and you know what I mean? Like you just got it. Like you just
Forgot
got it.
all of yeah, it's true. I forgot all
Yeah.
about like
People aren't
Napster.
buying music anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, it's sad for the music industry, like you said, a lot of people aren't even buying music. So this just I feel like makes it worse for artists
Yeah.
making music.
Yeah.
So
But imagine how this would have benefited a lot of people when the market as far as buying music was still hot.
Mm,
Think about it when CDs had just came out. You got the CD
yeah,
players and all that type of stuff. If this was back then, man, a lot of people would have made a ton of
that's
money.
true.
You know what
That's
I mean? Because you just
yeah.
didn't know. You didn't know Jay-Z was on, and by the time you found out, you already bought the song.
This would have definitely been ahead of time, like if it was back then.
Absolutely. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's
It's
just,
like
I
it's
don't see
kind of
how it's not as crucial a problem as it would have been if people were actually like buying music. It's more for exposure now. It's
hmm.
but if
That's
it was like,
interesting.
man, I can sell this, I
Yeah,
can sell Jay-Z on my
yeah,
song,
yeah, yeah.
please. You're
Yeah,
killing
that's
the game.
interesting. That's interesting. Like, you don't think it would have been a big problem as it is now. I just can't, like, I can't
No, it
imagine
would have
this
been a
even.
bigger problem back then.
Okay, okay, I
Yeah,
got
that's
you.
what I meant. It would have been a bigger problem.
Yeah,
Like that would have been like, that's life destiny altering. You know what I mean? Like you like who is this, somebody from Montana,
yeah,
little small town in whatever, Hicktown or whatever, but you got Jay-Z to be on your song?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It
You
makes
like
better. Yeah, because everything's being manipulated
right,
nowadays. You
right.
know. Yeah, I can see that. I can see
But
that. I just
now,
can't. I can't even imagine this even being back then. But yeah, go ahead.
right. But that's what I'm saying. It's like it's just, people aren't buying music. It's like music is more for exposure now than it is for actually like making money. Unless you got your streams and you got your audience. Like, you got to work for that stuff, but it's not as prevalent and as a problem as it would have been 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm saying. It's just like it's a big problem as far as morals is concerned. But man, if this can alter somebody's career, it would have been crazy how it would have been if people were actually selling CDs and making a ton of money, having, Kanye on your track or whatever.
Yeah.
Yolanda Adams singing on your song, and it's like, man, who, like, she don't even know you exist. You know what I mean? And you making crazy money off of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So outside of streaming, I'm just talking about, like, just selling out of your car, and you selling it on more brick and mortar places. But
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. That's crazy. But it can boost your streaming.
Of course,
people just be curious.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity. But you ain't making a ton of money off of the song. Like, you're making what 0.0 per stream or something like that. 0.0 something per stream. Like, imagine if somebody buys your song at 99 cents, and you getting those same numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's destiny altering money.
Yeah.
So now it's not like that.
I read a bunch of interesting comments about this AI topic, even on this other video where this guy is showing how to do it. And it's just interesting, some of the comments that people are making. Like, people are wondering if, like, within the next few years, if this is how artists are going to start coming out, like, as artists. And that's just very interesting to think about. Like, I hope not. Like, I hope not, but there definitely has to be laws, for some type of laws, to stop that from happening, for sure. Like, I wouldn't want that to happen, for sure.
Right. Now, even with that particular song, now that it's an AI, do you still respect it?
Nah.
Exactly.
I think people, and like I said, but I think people would respect, like, the electronic artists if they use vocals in their music, but not as a rap song.
No.
As electronic, they're going to appreciate the electronic artists for manipulating in their style of music.
Right. Because they do that anyway, though.
Yeah, they do that anyway.
I mean, even if it's, I've heard some people just remix certain songs just to kind of, and just do a remix version of it. And you just, you're an electronic artist, and that's what, that's just, it's normal over there.
Yes, yeah.
Don't bring that over here. You know what I mean? Like, we still have rappers still have a moniker of respect, for a little bit of respect for each other. You know what I mean? But like, that's just total disrespect for that artist.
Yeah.
Like, blatant, like, yo, like, that's meet me outside, disrespect. You know what I mean? Like, how dare you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, indeed, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning, sticking in with us, enjoying this discussion about this hot topic that's out now. And yeah, we're on in 2 weeks. I just want to encourage y'all too, man. One of the words that's been on my heart, this whole week was Isaiah 26:3. It says, "You would keep in perfect peace, and whose mind is steadfast, because he trusts in you." And I was just meditating on that and just thinking about how actually, first of all, like, perfect peace, how the Hebrew word for perfect peace is shalom for both of the words. And I didn't know that. Like, perfect is shalom and peace is shalom. And when you think about, like, perfect peace being shalom, peace, like, peace being back to back, of how, like, deep God's peace is for us. So I was just meditating on that, because, like, I felt like I needed God's peace to unwrap me. But I was also thinking about, like, the scripture doesn't just say to keep your mind steadfast, because we can always keep our mind steadfast on God, but without trusting in him, it becomes religious, just thinking about God all the time. But you definitely have to trust in him and cling on to him. So I hope that encourages y'all, because that's where our relationship needs to look like, trusting in God every day, and he'll start to give you peace. He'll start to give you deeper peace, because and part of that trust is clinging on to him. So That's all I wanted to say, man.
It's good stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And don't call me Pastor Strig because I'm not a pastor. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I know Victor got a lot to do, so I'm gonna let him go, and I gotta head out of here too. So, y'all, stay tuned, be blessed, and flow in God's love.
Yes, sir.
Till next time.